This really grabbed my attention in my quiet time. I'm in the book of 2nd Chronicles, chapter 12. And in verse 14, talking about King Rehoboam, the conclusion about his life is that he did evil. And it tells us why, which is rare. It said, because he did not prepare his heart to seek the Lord. And he did a lot of things that were evil. He worshipped idols. He led the children of Israel astray from seeking the Lord, even though in the beginning it seemed like he was going to do things at least sort of for the Lord. And then we see this passage up here that kind of made me think maybe he'll go a different direction, right? He's going to be attacked. The kingdom is going to be attacked, and he and the leaders, they humbled themselves and they prayed. They worshiped the Lord, saying he is righteous. And the Lord saw their humility and remembered, and he rescued them in this season. But then the end of Rehoboam's life clearly says he did evil, right? He hadn't prepared his heart to seek the Lord. He wasn't seeking the Lord's word. He wasn't worshiping the Lord. He wasn't sacrificing to the Lord. He wasn't going to the temple. He wasn't doing the things that God said he needed to do. And so, I don't know, at first as I was reading, I was confused because he did humble himself at this point. But then as I was thinking about it, it made me remember a time before I really had surrendered my life to the Lord, where I was just kind of going through the motions, going to church, doing some of the things, but the rest of my life was not anything like it should have been. I was just kind of playing the church game, and there were times of hardship where I would pray and I would humble myself for the moment. I knew the right things to say, the right things to do to get right with the Lord in that moment, it felt like. But really, my heart was not in it until that time when I surrendered my life to him fully, when I really said, okay, I'm going to do this your way. I'm going to seek your word. I'm going to be in prayer. I'm going to give. I'm going to serve. I'm going to trust you first. I'm going to put my faith in you instead of myself. And I guess that's what was missing with Rehoboam. There was a moment where he needed the Lord, and so he paid lip service to him. He did the things that he thought would make him right with the Lord in that moment, but they weren't lasting. They didn't stick. They weren't heart deep. And so the challenge for us all is just to examine our hearts and make sure that our love for the Lord, our faith in him, is heart deep, that it's not just at Christmas and Easter when we remember him, but that we're serving him all year long. We're believing in him, loving him, giving our lives to him, so that in the end we're not pronounced evil.